Discover your inner greatness, ladies and gentlemen. You have something special within you. I don't care where you came from. I don't care how many times you've failed. I don't care what they said about you. There is something powerful inside you that's been waiting to be unleashed. See, life doesn't give you what you want. Life gives you what you fight for, what you're willing to struggle for, what you're bold enough to believe you deserve. Your inner greatness isn't outside, it's inside. It's not in the degree, not in the paycheck, not in the applause. It's in that quiet voice that whispers, I can. Even when the world screams, you can't. You've been through storms, haven't you? You've faced nights where you didn't know how you'd make it to the next morning. But guess what? You're still here. That's proof. Proof that you're stronger than your pain, stronger than your doubt, stronger than anything trying to hold you down. But you've got to stop waiting for permission. Greatness doesn't come with approval. You've got to claim it, own it, act like it. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to stand out. The dream in your heart is not a joke. That's your assignment, your purpose. And when you stop playing small, when you stop shrinking to fit in, the world will have no choice but to see you. The question is not, can I be great? The question is, am I willing to go through what greatness requires? The world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs real people who show up with fire, passion, and grit. Your story isn't over. The pen is still in your hand. Write something worth reading. Live something worth remembering. And when your time is done, let them say they didn't just exist. They made a mark. Now stand up, dust off your doubt, walk in your truth, and go discover your inner greatness. Greatness is already within you. You are not here by accident. You didn't stumble into this life without purpose or meaning. Deep inside of you, there's a power that has been quietly waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right decision, waiting for you to believe in it. You see, most people walk through life looking outside themselves. They chase titles. They chase approval. They chase success like it's some mountain in the distance. They say, if I just had this, then I'd feel powerful. If I just got that promotion, then I'd feel like I matter. If I just had a little more money, then I'd feel like I'm doing something. Let me tell you something. It's already in you. You don't need more stuff to be great. You don't need a new name, a new background, or a new identity. What you need is to wake up to who you already are. Every dream you have, every vision, every whisper of desire in your soul. It's not random. It's planted inside you because you already have the seed of greatness, the seed of vision, the seed of leadership, of courage, of boldness. You don't have to wait for someone else to validate you. You've got to reach in and validate yourself. See, life doesn't give you greatness, it reveals it. It puts you in situations that press you, stretch you, and force you to choose. Am I going to shrink back or step forward? Most people shrink, not because they're weak, but because they've been conditioned. Conditioned to doubt themselves, conditioned to listen to that voice in their head that says, you're not enough. But that voice is a liar. That voice doesn't know your potential. That voice didn't see you survive when you were supposed to break. That voice doesn't know how many nights you cried and still got up the next morning. You don't grow into greatness. You reveal it. It's a process of uncovering. It's buried under fear, buried under insecurity, buried under what they told you as a child. But once you start peeling those layers off, once you start replacing fear with faith, you start to realize, wait a minute, this power was here the whole time. Don't you dare underestimate who you are. You're not a mistake. You're not average. You were designed with intent. You were built with purpose. And inside you, whether you feel it right now or not, is a fire. A greatness that doesn't beg for attention. It commands it. But it only comes alive when you make the decision to stop running and start rising. And hear this, you don't have to feel ready to act. You just have to act. People wait until they're motivated to make a move, but motivation isn't what makes greatness happen. Decision does, commitment does, motivation shows up when you do. You've got to start looking in the mirror and saying, I already have what it takes. Even when you don't see it yet, even when the evidence says otherwise, speak it, believe it, and then walk like it's true. Because once you start moving in alignment with the greatness within you, life starts to open doors. Life responds to boldness. And no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've lost, it didn't take your greatness. You can lose everything, but you can never lose what's inside you, unless you stop believing it's there. So the next time life knocks you down, don't just get up. Rise up with the reminder that everything you need, everything you are looking for, is already within you. You don't have to become someone else to live your dream. You just have to become the version of you that finally stops hiding and starts owning your greatness. Pain is proof of strength. Let's talk about pain. Not the pain that scratches you. I'm talking about the pain that cuts deep, the kind that keeps you up at night, the kind that makes you question everything about yourself. The pain of failure, the pain of betrayal, the pain of rejection, that pain that you don't talk about, the one you carry in silence. Now listen to me. That pain is not a curse, it's a confirmation. You see, we've been lied to. We've been told that pain is weakness, that if you're hurting, you're broken. That struggle means you're not good enough. But here's the truth. Pain is a teacher, and if you listen, it will reveal your power. The people who are strongest in life aren't the ones who never got knocked down. They're the ones who got hit, knocked flat on their back, and got up anyway. Every scar has a story. Every wound is a reminder that you were in a battle and that you survived. You can't buy strength. You can't read it in a book. You can't watch a video and suddenly be strong. You have to go through something. You have to be tested, because pressure reveals the real you. It strips away the mask, breaks off the fluff, and brings out what's solid. And if you've been through something, if you've had pain in your life, then guess what? You've been given the greatest gift. Proof that you're still here. You didn't fold. You didn't quit. You might have stumbled, but you didn't stop. And that, my friend, is what strength looks like. But don't just survive pain, use it. Use it as fuel. Use it as evidence. Use it as a reason why you can and you will. You've got people watching you, people depending on you, people who need to see you stand up. Not because everything is perfect, but because they need to know they can stand too. And when you stand in your pain, when you walk through the fire and come out the other side, you don't just become strong, you become unstoppable. Let me ask you something. What did you learn from your pain? Because pain always teaches. Maybe it taught you who your real friends are. Maybe it showed you what matters most. Maybe it pushed you into your purpose. Pain has a way of doing that. It clears out the noise and makes space for what's real. See, you're not soft, you're not weak. You've been forged, hardened, refined. Life put you through a fire, not to destroy you, but to make you undeniable. So stop running from pain, stop hiding it. Stop pretending like you're fine when you're not. Own it, embrace it, because your pain is your platform. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with your struggle. They connect with the fight. That's where the power is. When you stop being ashamed of what hurt you and start using it to help somebody else, that's when your pain becomes purpose. And here's the most important part. Don't let your pain be wasted. If you're going to hurt, at least make it count. Turn it into power, turn it into wisdom, turn it into strength so real, so raw, that nothing life throws at you can shake your foundation again. You've already survived the worst day of your life, so why not walk forward with your head high, knowing that pain didn't break you, it built you. And every time you feel it again, you remind yourself, this is proof. Proof I'm still in the fight. Proof I'm still becoming. Proof that greatness is still possible. Don't be afraid of pain. Let it be your evidence. Let it be your edge. Let it be your strength. You don't need permission. Let me tell you something that will change your life if you let it sink in. You don't need permission to be great. You don't need approval. You don't need applause. You don't need someone else to say, now you're ready. Because the truth is most people will never give you permission to rise, because your rise will remind them that they're still standing still. You've been conditioned since childhood to ask for permission, permission to speak, permission to act, permission to dream, and that pattern becomes a prison, a mental cage where you're constantly waiting for someone to tell you, it's your turn. But here's the wake-up call. It's already your turn. It's been your turn. You don't need anyone to say yes to you when you already have a fire inside that's screaming, let me out. There is no committee voting on your future. There is no gatekeeper holding the keys to your destiny. The only thing standing between you and the life you were born for is your own decision to move. But we've been trained to play small, trained to believe that playing safe is wise. That blending in is smart. That going unnoticed is somehow humble. Let me tell you something, there's nothing humble about hiding your gift. There's nothing noble about burying your voice. There's nothing courageous about shrinking when you were made to shine. You were not built to ask for permission. You were built to walk in purpose, and purpose doesn't wait. Purpose doesn't beg. Purpose shows up and takes space. So when the world says, who do you think you are? You look it dead in the eye and say, I'm the one who decided not to wait anymore. You see, greatness requires boldness, and boldness begins when you stop needing everyone to like you. Because the moment you stop seeking approval, you step into authority. When you stop asking, am I good enough, and start declaring, I am enough, the atmosphere changes. Your energy shifts, your posture changes, and the world starts to respond differently to you, not because they changed, but because you did. Now, hear me, you're not always going to feel ready. That's okay. Move anyway, because power is not about confidence, it's about commitment. It's about saying, even if I'm scared, even if I don't have it all figured out, I'm still going. That's what separates people who live their dreams from those who die with regret. Think about all the ideas you've had, the dreams you've sat on, the gifts you never used, not because you couldn't, but because you were waiting for the right time, the right mood, the right feedback. Let me ask you, how much longer will you wait? How much longer will you let fear disguise itself as logic? How much longer will you let other people's opinions weigh more than your own belief? The truth is, Nobody can stop you once you decide to stop asking for permission. You don't need a certificate to speak truth. You don't need a title to lead. You don't need validation to be valuable. You're already qualified by the fire you've walked through, every scar, every loss. Every lesson, that was your training ground, and now it's time to rise. If you feel something burning inside, if you know you were made for more, stop waiting for the world to see it. See it in yourself. And then go show them what happens when someone stops asking and starts declaring. Declare your greatness, declare your gift, declare your future, and walk like it's already yours because it is. The moment you stop waiting for permission is the moment you start living in your power. And the world better get ready, because when you show up in your truth, everything changes. Your story matters. Let me make something crystal clear. Your story matters. Every chapter, every struggle, every victory, every failure, even the parts you tried to forget, especially the parts that made you feel like giving up. Those are the golden pages, the ones that prove your strength, your survival, and your purpose. You see, most people underestimate their story because it doesn't look like someone else's. They think, nobody wants to hear what I've been through. I'm not important. I'm not special. But what they don't realize is that your story is your superpower. Yes, your story, the one you lived through, the one that didn't kill you even though it tried to, the one filled with late nights, tough decisions, broken dreams, and moments where you didn't know how you'd make it to the next day. You see, there's someone out there right now going through what you've already survived, and they don't need a celebrity. They don't need a superhero. They need you. They need your truth. So why do we hide our stories? Because we've been made to feel like we have to be perfect to have value, like only success counts, like unless the journey is smooth and shiny, it's not worth sharing. But that's a lie. Perfection doesn't inspire people, transparency does. What people really connect to is your authenticity, your vulnerability, your realness. Don't be ashamed of your journey. Don't hide the chapters that were messy, ugly, or painful. That's where the power is. That's where the lessons are. That's where people will find hope. And guess what? That's where you found your strength. Every scar has a story, every wound a lesson. You didn't just go through it, you grew through it. And now you have the ability to use it. Your pain can become someone else's pathway. Your comeback can light the fire in someone else's heart. You might think, I'm not done yet. I haven't figured it all out. Let me tell you something. You don't have to be finished to be impactful. You just have to be willing to stand in your truth, willing to say, here's what I've been through. Here's what I've learned. Here's what I'm still becoming. That kind of honesty changes lives. Your story might not be neat. It might not be glamorous, but it's real, and real resonates. Real gets through. Real reminds people they're not alone. You see, the world is filled with noise, with filters, with people pretending to have it all together. But what the world is starving for is truth. And that truth, that raw, unfiltered, unpolished truth, is what's going to open doors. That's what's going to break chains. That's what's going to give someone else the courage to rise. Now, here's the kicker. Your story isn't finished yet. You're still writing it. Every decision, every step forward, every time you say, I'm not giving up, you're adding another page. And the beautiful thing is, you get to decide how it ends. Don't let the past chapters define your future ones. You might have had some dark seasons, but that doesn't mean your story can't be one of victory. In fact, that's what makes it powerful: the rise, the redemption, the bounce back, the glow up after the breakdown. So I dare you own your story, speak it, share it, stand on it. Let it be the foundation you build your life on. Let it be the proof that greatness doesn't come from having a perfect path. It comes from having a purpose you refuse to let go of. You've been through too much to stay silent now. You've seen too much to pretend you've got nothing to say. You've survived too much to hide your light. So don't just tell your story, live it loud, because someone out there is waiting to hear it. Comfort kills dreams. Let's tell the truth right now. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. It's warm, it's easy, it feels good in the moment, but if you stay there too long, it will rob you blind. It will steal your potential, hijack your ambition, and bury your dreams. You weren't created to be comfortable. You were created to be courageous, and courage doesn't live in comfort zones. See, the moment you decide to grow, you declare war on your comfort. The moment you say, I want more, the universe will ask, how bad do you want it? And it'll test you. It'll push you. It'll stretch you. Because dreams don't live in easy places. They live in the unknown. They live outside the lines. They live in that place where fear and faith wrestle every day. Most people never reach their potential, not because they weren't capable, but because they chose what was comfortable over what was necessary. They chose to stay the same because change meant pain. Growth meant risk. Becoming more meant letting go of what was familiar. But let me ask you something. How long will you stay in a place that no longer challenges you? How long will you keep waking up to a life that doesn't excite you just because it's safe, just because it's predictable, just because you don't want to deal with the discomfort of starting over, of trying again, of failing forward? Here's what you've got to understand. Every version of you that grows closer to your dream will make the current version of you uncomfortable. You'll feel like you don't know what you're doing. You'll feel exposed. You'll question everything. That's not a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're becoming. Nothing meaningful is born in comfort. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Muscles grow by resistance. And your dream, your purpose will only rise when you get out of the shallow end and wade deep into uncertainty. Don't get me wrong. Comfort isn't all bad. It has its place. It helps us rest. It gives us moments to breathe, but it was never meant to be your permanent address. It's a pit stop, not a destination. And here's what happens when you live too long in comfort. Your hunger dies. Your vision fades. Your ambition settles. Before you know it, you're living on autopilot. You're drifting. You're existing instead of living. And the scariest part, you'll start convincing yourself that this is all there is. That the dream was unrealistic, that the calling was too hard, that the fire in you was just a phase, but deep down you know better. You know you were made for more. You felt it in the quiet moments. That stirring, that unrest, that sense that something is missing, not because you aren't blessed, but because you aren't challenged. And the only way to answer that call is to get uncomfortable, to do the hard thing, to take the risk, to say yes when fear screams no, to walk away from the familiar and step into the unknown, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Comfort kills dreams, but discomfort builds champions. It builds leaders, it builds legacy. You've got to be willing to look foolish, to be a beginner, to fall and get back up, because on the other side of discomfort is the version of you that's been waiting. The powerful, bold, unapologetic version of you who's not just talking about a dream, but living it. So stop settling for a life that doesn't stretch you. Stop choosing easy when greatness is calling. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The moment is now, the choice is yours, and every day you wake up, you have a decision, comfort or growth, excuses or excellence, dreaming or doing. Because the life you want, the legacy you were born to leave, it's not sitting in the safety of your comfort zone. It's out there, in the wild, uncomfortable, unpredictable zone called becoming. And I promise you this, it's worth it. Step into your greatness now that you've heard the truth, not just about who you are, but about what's inside of you. The only thing left to do is decide. Decide to stop waiting. Decide to stop doubting. Decide to stop shrinking and start becoming. You've got greatness inside of you, not borrowed, not inherited, not fake, real greatness. The kind that can't be bought. The kind that was planted in you before you were even born. But that greatness doesn't rise until you make a choice to stop looking outside and start looking within, a choice to stop letting pain define you and start letting it refine you, a choice to stop waiting for permission and start walking in power. Your story isn't just for you, it's a lifeline for someone else. So stop hiding it, share it, own it, speak it, because every scar is a survival badge, every struggle is a stepping stone, and every setback is a setup for your comeback. Comfort, that's not where your legacy lies. You weren't born to play it safe. You weren't created to coast. You were designed to rise, to build, to break cycles, to shift the atmosphere with your presence. Choose purpose over popularity. Choose calling over comfort. Choose authenticity over approval. Because when you live your truth boldly, the right people will find you, the right doors will open, the right energy will match your fire. And the life you were created for, it will begin unfolding right in front of you. So here's the final word. Live full and die empty. Don't leave this world with your song unsung. Don't take your gift to the grave. Don't go another day pretending you're average when you were born extraordinary. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your wake-up call. Discover your inner greatness and let the world feel your fire.